Thursday. I hope you guys are having a great day. It's an awesome day for a pre-weekend start, right? It's Thursday. Guys, I hope you've had a great day. I'm so excited to be home. We're making cracked chicken. Guys, I know a lot of people make cracked chicken in the crock pot, but I'm not a big crock pot fan because I've just never been successful with a crock pot. I've showed y'all and shared my stories with you. So instead, I found a cracked chicken recipe for the oven. So guys, this is so super easy and delicious. I've made this several times in the past. All I've done before you guys jumped on is cook up some bacon. So I cut up some bacon in bite-sized pieces and I fried up the bacon on my skillet. And I've got it over to the side, just draining the grease. And I have started to melt 2 tablespoons of butter in that same skillet. We're gonna make up our chicken seasoning right now. Super easy, it's just 2 things. It's paprika and garlic powder. So I'm going to give you the recipe that I'm going by. It is going to be in the video post as soon as this video is over. So be patient, guys. If you've never had cracked chicken, you're in for a treat. If you have had it, give me some hearts and tell me how amazing it is. Share this video so we can show this recipe to more people. So all we did was take some paprika and garlic powder. Let me get me a little spoon so I can stir it up. I have my oven on 400, I think. Let me see. Yep, I've got my oven on 400 because we're going to put this dinner together in a 9x13 baking dish. And then we're going to throw it in the oven for about 15 minutes to get all of it together in one juicy dish. So guys, amazing dinner coming your way. So we took a teaspoon of garlic powder and a teaspoon of paprika. And we're just making the seasoning for our actual chicken. The recipe calls for 4 chicken breasts. You guys know I like thin chicken breasts, so we're doing a thin breast. I'm going to go ahead and put this butter back on the eye. It's on medium-high heat so we can fry up our chicken. So we're going to cook it through. You can cook it all the way through or almost all the way through. Of course, if you don't cook it all the way through, you've got to cook it longer in the oven. So we're just going to season our chicken with the little mix we put together. Again, a teaspoon of paprika and a teaspoon of garlic powder. And we're just going to season these up on both sides. Kind of like the rub, I'm fixing to rub it and then flip this over to season the other side of the chicken. If you've had cracked chicken in the skillet or in the oven, give me some hearts and share this video. If you haven't had it, guys, you're going to be in for a treat. It's so yummy and very easy. You guys know I only like to cook easy things, so this is no different. So we're just going to flip this chicken over and season the other side. Don't make a big mess. I'm using some paper plates over here to keep my chicken on as we go. If you guys have any questions for me tonight, go ahead and put them in the comments. This is not going to take long to put together, and then we are going to go over some question answers with you guys. So if you need some questions answered that are keto related or low carb related, go ahead and put them in the comments and I'll come to you. Just let me season the chicken up real quick. So I'm using thin chicken breast because I want to cook fast. You can use a regular thick chicken breast if you want to. The recipe calls for 4 pieces of chicken. So I'm doing some thin breast that's gonna go a longer way as far as the recipe goes. But if you need to double it for more chicken, if you're feeding more people, that's great too. I'm just seasoning the chicken up real quick. Of course, we need salt and pepper to taste. So let me rub this on and I'm gonna salt and pepper it. I've got my butter over here on the skillet just a sizzling. It's ready to go. Let me wash my hands so I can salt and pepper these real quick. I'll be right back. Alright, gotta take a little longer to wash our hands from chicken. Now before we start searing our chicken, let me show you actually let me get started first and then I'm going to show you what we're doing as our side dish. Everybody's always interested in side dishes, so I want you to know what I'm doing tonight. I forgot a fork. Alright, salt and pepper, almost forgot. You always want to salt and pepper your meat. Makes it taste good. You want to salt and pepper your vegetables too. I haven't done that yet. And we're just going to salt and pepper one side. I'll flip it over in the skillet and do the other side. Alright, so they look pretty yummy. Just a skillet of seasoned chicken. Again, we seasoned it with a teaspoon of paprika and garlic powder and salt and pepper. We're gonna go ahead and just put them in the skillet, and we're gonna cook it on both sides. We do wanna cook the chicken through. If you don't cook it through, it's not the end of the world. We're gonna put it in the oven. You just have to keep it in the oven longer than I plan to. I've got my oven on 400, and we're gonna cook it in the oven for about 15 minutes after we put it together. Let me set a little timer on my phone here. Set a timer for 4 minutes.
Okay, 4 minutes and counting.
4 minutes and counting. Okay, and then let me show you what my side dish is. We took some of the bacon because we had to chop up some bacon, right? And we just had bacon and green beans, salt and peppered in a skillet. I couldn't find my cover, so I'm making a makeshift cover. It's half covered. And we're just cooking bacon and green beans for our side dish to go along with the cracked chicken. So we seasoned our chicken already. We're flash frying it. Gonna go ahead and cook it on both sides. And let me show you the other ingredients you need. So the next part of this recipe after you cook the chicken, we're gonna cook the chicken and put it over in our 9x13 bacon dish. And then we're gonna get a little small bowl. And in the small bowl, you're gonna have 4 ounces of softened cream cheese. That looks good. I haven't used a spoon yet, I guess I'll use it now. 4 ounces of softened cream cheese. And you want about 2 tablespoons or your normal package of ranch. I'm using Flavor Gods ranch. You can use Hidden Valley ranch or any kind of ranch dressing you want to make. In the recipe that's going to be in the post above when I finish, there actually is a ranch recipe you can follow. So you can make your own ranch that is keto friendly. But we're just going to mix the cream cheese and my ranch dip, or sauce, seasoning, not dip. All right, so just mix up that ranch and cream cheese. It smells good. You can do as much ranch as you want to. If you want an extra, go ahead and add extra. I did put a little extra cream cheese in here because I've got some extra chicken. So mine's a little over 4 ounces. So I'm using the Flavor Gods ranch seasoning. It's one of my favorite seasonings. I like the Flavor Gods. If you guys are interested, just go to flavorgods.com. You don't have to have Flavor Gods. It's just something I use a lot. Make sure you're putting any questions you might have in the comments because I'm going to come answer questions as soon as we put this together. I want to get it in the oven though, so it's cooking while we're talking. All right, so that's the top layer. We're going to have the chicken. We're going to put the cream cheese sauce over, maybe a tablespoon or so on each piece of chicken. Let's flip this over. Show me the timer. 1 minute left. I'll go ahead and let it cook 1 more minute, and then we're going to flip our chicken. We're going to get some bacon cooking, so I've got my bacon over here cooked. So we're going to put the chicken in the 9x13. We're going to top it with that cream cheese mix we just made. We're going to put some bacon crumbles on top of that. And then we got some cheddar cheese I'm going to shred up in just a second. It's going to go on top of the bacon. And then when it comes out, we're going to garnish it with a little bit more bacon and green onion. Let me show you something. Do you hate going to the grocery store and your green onions look so pretty and then after a couple of days they look like this? Yeah, Walmart does not have the best produce, even though that's where I shop. So these look pitiful and limp, but I'm still going to use them. I'm just going to cut off the limpest parts and use this section. And I will garnish this with green onions. It just makes it makes the flavor pop with the ranch and the bacon and the cheese. So I will cut all these little limpy little things off and use just the ends of my green onion. But you definitely want some green onion because it just makes the flavor pop. All right, I'm going to go ahead and flip these over because I don't like to wait. We're going to cook it for 4 minutes on this side because these are thin breasts but a little thicker than the next plate. And I actually have room to add one more. Set a timer for 4 minutes.
Okay, 4 minutes and counting.
Okay. So while we're waiting on this to cook up for a minute, let me see if you guys have any questions for me, and then we'll come right back to the dish. Let me see if I can get my charger out of here. My phone's almost dead. Let me start my green beans up real quick. So the green beans are looking pretty yummy. It's simple. We just cut up some bacon, and we're cooking bacon and green beans together. I put a little bit of salt and pepper in there, and that's it. We're just covering it up and letting it cook until the green beans get soft and the bacon's cooked through. It's gonna be yummy. Super easy side dish. You don't have to get crazy with your side dishes. It doesn't have to be expensive. Simple is always best at my house. That's what we like. We like to eat simple. We like to live simple. We like to have a lot of fun. And you can't have fun if you're in the kitchen. It takes you 45 minutes to cook, right? So we're going to finish this up so we can go outside and have fun. My puppies are waiting on me out there. All right, let me see if you guys have any questions while we're waiting on this chicken to cook. And then we'll put the dish together, okay? All right. Hey, Pam, how are you? I'm glad you caught me live. Hey, Doris and Susie, how are you guys doing? I see Cheryl on there. Let me see if you guys have any questions. Pam says she needs a help partner. Well, girl, I am here for you. I am your help partner. So let me know if you have any questions, Pam. I love to help friends. Thank you, Laura. I love my kitchen as well. We did a renovation this past year. Actually, I was going through my time hop and saw our kitchen being destroyed about this time last year. So it took a long time to redo the house, but it was worth every single bit. All right, I'm checking to see if you guys have any questions for me. How many ounces of water do you drink each day? Diane, a good goal is to divide your weight by half. So divide your weight in two, and then see if you can drink that much ounces in water. So if you weigh, I don't know. I don't have a calculator in front of me and I'm horrible. I don't want to use my watch because it's timing for me. But take whatever your weight is. So if it's 150, divide that by 2. That's how many ounces of water you need to shoot for every day. Now, if your weight is larger than that and the ounces are more than a gallon, just stop at a gallon. But you need to try to drink a gallon of water a day if you are on the heavier side of that ounce half. And that is just good for you. It's not necessarily keto. We need to make sure that we have really good hydration for our sleep and for our skin, and yes, also for fullness, but it's just good for your organs to have that water every single day. So it's a good question. Any other questions? Hey, Denise, watching from home. Oh, I hope you get to feeling better, Denise. Thank you, Julia. I didn't know I was funny. But thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed the page. Why is it called cracked chicken, Debbie says? I have no idea. There was this huge rave about cracked chicken that was made in a crock pot. So you put all these things together and then you shred it up, and it was called cracked chicken. I think it's cracked chicken because it's addictive. Like crack is so addictive, and it's pretty good. So that's why I think it's called cracked chicken. I don't know. I didn't make up the recipe. I actually got this from Pinterest, and it is so delicious. There we go. Sandy said the same thing. She answered because it's addictive. So if you guys haven't tried it before, you definitely want to. I am doing it in the skillet instead of the crock pot. Laura says can you use bottle ranch? You probably can. Bottle ranch with the cream cheese is not going to make a thicker sauce. It'll kind of thin it out some, but I don't think it'll be a bad way to try. So you should definitely try it out. Sheila says, I'm a great motivator. She's done really good today. I'm so glad that you're doing so well, Sheila. If I remember right, I could be wrong. It could have been another Sheila, but I think I remember a Sheila saying earlier that you did bad last night, but woke up and had your keto nap this morning, and you've done well and you feel good. So it's got you right back on track. So if that is you, Sheila, congratulations. You're doing a wonderful job. Debbie says, put green onions in ice cold water for a while and then cut them up. They may perk up. That makes sense. Y'all, my timer's going off. Let's flip these chickens real quick, and I'm gonna come right back to your question. So the chicken looks good all by itself. I mean, it's seasoned perfectly. It really is very pretty. Now I am going to, because I'm anal, and my husband, y'all know, he's very picky with his chicken. I'm gonna cook those a couple more minutes just because it's a little thicker right there, just to make sure that chicken's done. He'd rather have it very dry. It is what it is. That's my husband. He loves his meat well done. So let me reset my timer here. Stop. Set a timer for 2 minutes. Okay, let's see. Okay. Michelle says she loves my accent. I didn't even know I had an accent. I know I'm from the South, but I've heard a much more southern accent than mine. She's not keto, but loves to watch me cook. Well, you know what? The beautiful thing about keto, Michelle, to be 100% honest, I hope everybody listen to this, because this is what you need to understand. The thing about keto, as far as food, is it is amazing. So you don't have to be keto to eat these recipes. You can share these recipes with your entire family. Let me tell you, when I first started, and I would go to like cookouts or family festivities or a party, my friends would send me a text and say, hey, bring such and such, it's so delicious. They don't even know it's keto. Like, it's just amazing food. So I've had a lot of people ask me for a specific dip when we go to parties, and I'm like, yes, I can eat that. And it's delicious. So you don't even have to be keto to really enjoy these recipes. And listen to this, ladies who are just getting started. If you're contemplating keto and you see these recipes, do not tell your family that you're cooking keto. Just cook for your family. Serve it up on plates like you normally would, or keep it on the stove and let them fix their own plate like you normally would. They are going to love it. They're going to say, where'd you get this new recipe? It's good. You don't have to tell them it's keto, because as soon as you say, oh, this is keto, their mind says, oh, well, I'm not on a diet. That's going to not taste good as diet food. And you guys know better than that, right? This is amazing dishes. So don't tell them you're cooking keto. Just cook for your family. Serve it up. They're going to love it. Can you use real bacon in the bag from Sam's? Sure, Doris, you sure can. You don't have to cook up your own bacon. Nancy got her 10-day challenge today. Which package comes with the AM and PM pills? That was the Reboot. Do you have any sales and how do I find them? Nancy, you're talking about the Reboot kit. The Reboot kit has Keto Nat and other items to help you fast for 60 hours. You're doing the challenge. So the challenge is simple. You just drink Keto Nat. You can drink it 1 time a day or 2 times a day. Have 2 low-carb meals, and you are being challenged to make a major change in the next 10 to 20 days of that challenge kit. So I'm so excited you got it. So excited you got it. All right, I gotta set my timer. Hang on, guys. I gotta set my timer again. Stop. Set a timer for 2 minutes. I feel like James Bond.
Okay, 2 minutes and counting.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and transfer 3 of these pieces of chicken over to our 9x13. I'm not done with your questions, guys. I will be back to answer your questions, so keep them coming. While we're cooking this meal, we're gonna be proactive and educate and answer questions you guys need help with. That's the whole goal of my page, is to make sure that we are helping each other. So keep those questions coming. I'm gonna add a little bit more chicken to my skillet. That's a weird looking piece of chicken right there. All right, it is what it is. All right, I'm almost done with this one, and I'm gonna start answering your questions again. I do need to check this one piece of chicken that's a little thicker to make sure it's cooked through so my husband don't have a heart attack. Of course, you know, I know you gotta cook chicken all the way through, but I mean, I'm telling you, he wants his chicken dry. My son likes his chicken dry. Like he says, I want it to be tough. I'm like, really? That's weird. Nothing's supposed to be tough. It's supposed to be tender and juicy, right? Let me cut this piece open. It's bigger. It's perfect. All right. Let me get this out. Look how pretty these are. We're just going to line our chicken up on the 9x13, and then we're going to start loading up with the delicious ingredients. So, Nancy, I hope that answered your question. If you're interested in the Reboot, that's a 60-hour fast, I'll be glad to send you information so that when you get ready to order again, you can actually add the Reboot in there. The Reboot we sell just a couple of days every month because we do it together as a huge commitment together. I'm actually going to be starting a Reboot again in just a few days on Sunday. So we'll be talking about it over the weekend, or over the not the weekend, but the next several days of next week. So you guys can be added to my list to get information about it. Wendy is making the Juicy Lucy. I'm telling you, I could eat it every day if my family would let me cook the same thing every day. I would have a very few things on the menu list, and we would truly eat them every day. And one of those, Karen, is the lasagna. I love lasagna. She wants to know if we've tried lasagna with Italian sausage in place of ground beef. I have. My husband loves Italian sausage, so you certainly can do that. The only reason I don't is because Italian sausage has more carbs. So you have to account for those where the ground beef doesn't have any carbs at all. That's the only reason I don't use Italian sausage with my lasagna, because I'm already using the ricotta cheese and things. All right. Set a timer for 2 minutes. All right, let me just flip this chicken over real quick. So that's the answer to that. Let's see. Pamela, thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. I'm glad you're actually finding good things on the page. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching every day. So thank you so much for that. You guys are very kind. I really appreciate the encouragement, because I do this to help you guys, and I do it because I love helping people. So it really is nice to have encouragement to keep going, because there's been days where I'm like, oh, man, those negative comments really hurt, because I'm like very tenderhearted. So I've grown some thick skin. But thank you guys for the encouragement. I really, really appreciate it. Tessa says, how many carbs a day? So if you're keto, you need to stick to 25 net carbs or less per day. That's considered keto. If you're low carb, it's 50 to 150 a day. So it really depends on your goals. I love keto. I just love keto. It keeps me in control of my life. I have a lot of friends who are low carb, and they are also very successful. There is a difference between keto and low carb. When you're keto, you're limiting your carb count so low that your body has to have an extra energy source. So normally you either are someone who runs their body on ketones for fuel or glucose, which is carbs, sugar and carbs. Most everybody runs their body with carbs and sugar. They eat a standard American diet or a diet that doesn't concentrate on ketones. So you can be low carb, still see success, but your body still is using glucose, which is sugar and carbs, for fuel. If you're keto, you're lowering those carb counts so low that your body runs through that fuel source and says, okay, now what? How am I going to breathe? How am I going to walk? How am I going to blink my eyes? How am I going to pump my heart? And your body has to have a fuel source, and that fuel source is ketones. So your body uses that glucose up, creates ketones, which comes from stored fat. So your body uses fat cells to break down to create ketones. So another reason I love keto is I'm burning fat for fuel. Who doesn't want to use the fat on your butt to create energy for your heart? So that's another reason I love keto, because I feel amazing and I know I'm doing amazing things with my body. So it really depends on your goals and what you're trying to accomplish. Low carb or keto, I 100% support. All right, I'll flip this one over. I'm still coming. We're almost ready to start stacking this together, but I want to answer your questions while we're waiting on these 2 pieces of chicken. All right. How are your cholesterol and triglyceride numbers? That is a great question, Patricia. For me and myself, this is for me and myself. I'm not sure what you normally run. You need to know how you normally run and your cholesterol. A lot of people will change to keto and they'll get their lab results back and they start freaking out. They're like, oh my God, my cholesterol has risen 2 points. So there is a lot of information out there on cholesterol. First of all, go ahead and start researching or send me a message and I'll be glad to give you some information on cholesterol specifically. But cholesterol, guys, my cholesterol for me personally has always been borderline. Even when I was a little girl, I had to go through several bouts where my cholesterol was high. And my mom had to feed me turkey bacon and I had to eat eggs out of a carton. I couldn't have any cheese. Thank God that has changed, because y'all know I love some cheese. But my cholesterol has always been borderline ever since I was a little girl. So I do have my cholesterol checked every single year in my annual physical. I just had it checked just a couple of days ago, actually. And it is the exact same now as it was before keto. So mine has not changed at all. I have other friends who get first started, they're just getting started, maybe their first 6 months, maybe their first year in, and they get that report from their doctor and they start to panic. But their doctors are not telling them that cholesterol has different levels. Total cholesterol is different from your LDL. Okay, all those good things. Your triglycerides are different than your total cholesterol. But also there are a lot of health markers for heart disease. It's not just cholesterol. You can have a borderline or even high cholesterol with no other risk factors of heart disease and your doctor is okay. Your doctor tells you maybe you're eating too much meat. My cholesterol for myself is from my meat. I'm not scared of protein. My doctor knows that I'm never gonna back off protein. I love my steaks, I love my ground beef, I love my chicken, I love my pork, and I eat a clean keto diet, which she knows. So she knows what I'm eating. So she also runs a protein panel for me, and my protein is just the same as my cholesterol. So she knows my cholesterol is coming from my protein levels. So again, make sure you know who your doctor is and you trust your doctor. And there's lots of information out there on cholesterol. So I hate to harp, but I do want to make sure I say that to everybody because it makes a difference, okay? All right, let me see real quick if I have another question. Then we're going to start piling this stuff up together and put it in the oven. Hey, Charlene, how are you? All right, we need the crock pot. Okay, we do the crock pot version is what Tammy said. That's awesome. Brandy loves some cracked chicken. Let's see, started my first day on the 10-day challenge. No jitters, feeling great. Thank you, Melissa. I'm so happy for you and so excited. Keep me posted over the next few days how you're feeling. And definitely make sure you're tracking your favorite flavors. I love Keto Nat. Guys, if you want information on the challenge, just put challenge in the comments. Or if you want information on Keto Nat in general, put Nat in the comments. I'll send you some information. I have so many friends who've been getting trial packs and challenge boxes, and they are feeling so good. And I love the encouragement of how you guys are feeling. Laura says she's been sick at home. Oh, I'm so sorry, Laura. I hope you find some good fun stuff to watch while you're at home. What are the best fruits and veggies, Barbara says? The best fruits are berries as far as low carb fruits. Berries, so blueberries, blackberries, strawberries, boysenberries, I mean just berries in general. And veggies, there's a lot of vegetables, okay? You really do need to know what are low carb and what's high. And you want to stick to the lowest ones possible, but always mixing things up. Like you don't always want to eat spinach every day. You'll get sick of it, right? So there's a lot of vegetables that are low carb. This is my advice. Go to Google and say, what are low carb vegetables? And you'll get a long list of low carb vegetables. Girl says she can hardly wait to get her keto nat. I'm so excited. Faye said her husband likes his food really dry too. Patricia, I have no idea, Ricky, why people think I sound like Dolly Parton and I laugh like Dolly Parton. Everybody says my laugh is annoying, so I try to hush my mouth when I'm on here because I don't want to annoy people. But I am who I am, guys. I'm 43. I'm not going to be able to change everything about myself. I've changed a lot over the years, but I can't change everything. So I hate it if you think my voice is annoying, but thank you, because I think you're being sweet about that, right? I know you was, because I got really sweet friends. Marion says on vacation in Cleveland, just watched a baseball game with the husband. Can't do without watching my keto queen. Oh, y'all are so sweet. I'm getting red in the face. Keto fudge. That sounds amazing, girl. Yum. I bet that is delicious. You'll have to share with all of us. Monique says her cholesterol and triglycerides went through the roof when she did keto a few years ago. I really enjoyed the foods, but my body didn't like it. And you know what, Monique? All of us are different. I really hate that. And, I don't know if your doctor gave you advice or ways you might could have changed things up. I'm not sure what you were eating, but man, I really hate to hear that because, we all are different. We have to face this. We are all different and we just need to know what we're doing, making sure it makes sense what we're doing. What we're doing needs to make sense. If it doesn't make sense to you, then something's wrong. So let's talk about what you're doing to make sure it makes sense. And of course, find a doctor you really trust. Dolly says, we had some unexpected guests for dinner. I hope you had a lot of leftovers, Dolly, so you can have that for lunch. All right, let's see. I fast every day and eat only one meal every day. Pam, I have a lot of friends that do 1 meal a day. Most days I do 1 meal a day. I'll be ordering that when I get back home. Says, okay, so I always call you Marion. But are you on your husband's account or is Marion a female? I'm so sorry because I need to know now at this point. Let's see. I'm looking to see if you have any quick questions real quick before we start mixing this together, and then I'm going to come back to questions. How's that? You have great recipes, but what do you do during the day? So I will be very honest with you guys. I always am, right? So I don't do a whole lot of lunches. I don't eat breakfast. Every morning I fast. I drink my keto nat every morning. Gives me tons of energy and appetite control for the day. If I do get hungry, I 100% am going to eat. I never want anybody to feel like keto is 1 meal a day. If you eat, you're going to be doing bad. That's not true. Eat when you're hungry. Don't eat when you're not hungry. It makes great habits for the rest of your life to actually eat when you're hungry. So if I eat during the day, it usually is something very small like a chicken salad. It may be a bunless burger. It might be some scrambled eggs. It could be... I love deviled eggs. I'm trying to think of what I usually do for lunch if I have lunch. I love pepperonis. I'll have snacks if I get hungry. Like today, I actually had a handful of pork rinds. Salt and pepper are the best ones from Max. So I had a handful of pork rinds. I stole them out of my husband's drawer. But I eat very simple for lunch and for dinner. So no complications. It's all very easy, delicious meals. So that's me. Okay, you don't have to do like me. You can eat 3 meals a day if you want to. Just make sure you're eating when you're hungry and you're accounting for the carbs if you're trying to do low carb or keto. All right, guys, the chicken's done. Let's get this sucker put together. I'm going to come back to your questions, so don't be afraid to add more. This is the yummy part. So we're taking our chicken and we're putting it in our 9x13 baking dish, and we're going to load it in here as best as we can to make sure that every piece of chicken gets all the goodness on it. So let's see how I can move these around. I'm making double the recipe, but I'm using thin chicken breast, remember? I'm not using those big old fat chicken breasts. But what you're gonna do to start over, for everybody that's jumped on, simple, super simple, all we did was take a teaspoon of paprika and garlic powder, mixed it together to make a seasoning, and we seasoned our chicken. Okay, and then we salt and peppered our chicken, and then we fried it up in a skillet with butter and a little bit of bacon grease that's left over from the chopped bacon we cooked in the very beginning. Let me get this out of my way. So now we're at the next phase. The next phase is the cream cheese sauce. So we took, oh no, this thing got hard. This thing got hard for me sitting here talking. Oh man, okay, it's okay. So we made a cream cheese sauce. You want 4 ounces of softened cream cheese, and we're gonna mix that with ranch. So I used my Flavor Gods ranch. You can use any kind of ranch you want. If it's Hidden Valley ranch, if it's your own seasoned ranch, you can make your own ranch. Actually, in the recipe I'm gonna post for you guys, there is a recipe to make your own ranch. But you wanna use 4 ounces of softened cream cheese and about 2 tablespoons or a packet of ranch if it's Hidden Valley Ranch. All right, and then it should be soft still, but it's not because we started talking. It got a little hardened up over here. Now, why is that? I don't know, because I thought if it sits long, it gets soft, but anyway. So we're gonna spread that cream cheese mix over our chicken. So cream cheese and ranch over the chicken is the next step. And we're just gonna try to smear it across the chicken. You can put little dabbles all over the chicken if you want to. I've got a lot of it, so it's not gonna be beautiful. I'm gonna spread it over my chicken. Now we did take some bacon and crumble it up. I cut it up in small pieces and we baked or already fried up the bacon. So it's over here on the side in little small pieces. We're making the cracked chicken. It's gonna go in the oven. I got my oven on 400 and we'll put it in the oven for about 15 minutes. Maybe a little longer since this has gotten, no, not a little longer, so we already cooked our chicken. So about 15 minutes just to get the cheese really melted on here. We love this dish at our house. And for my side dish, we got some green beans up back here in a skillet with some bacon and salt and pepper. So it doesn't have to be beautiful. I hope you guys take it from me. It don't have to be beautiful. If you learn anything from me, is that your food is not always going to be beautiful. Now it's melting it. Now it's getting soft because it's melting everywhere. Alright. Just trying to smear it out. I'm wasting time over here smearing it out. Alright, we're good. I still have a little bit in the bowl, but I got plenty on my chicken. So now we're gonna take some more bacon crumbles we have, and we're just gonna throw it over the chicken. You don't wanna use all of it. You wanna use some of your bacon crumbles on top of the chicken. We're gonna top this with a little bit of shredded cheese. I'm using cheddar cheese. You can use whatever you'd like. So there's a little bit of bacon on top of the chicken, on top of the cream cheese. We're gonna put that cheddar cheese on in just 1 second. And then when this is finished, we're gonna garnish off with a little bit extra bacon. If you want to, you don't have to. And the green onions. So guys, this is super easy. I know we've been talking for a long time, but that's just education and fun times, right? This is the actual food. All right, let me take my cheese. Where's my husband put the cheese right here? Here it is. We're just gonna grate some cheese across the chicken. And my oven is hot and ready to go. So we're just gonna grate a little bit of cheddar cheese over the top. You can do as much or as little as you want. You really don't need a whole lot. Ow. Yum. I mean, guys, look how pretty this is. Cracked chicken going in the oven. So hang on just 1 second. Oh, that's heavy. All right, so like I said, my oven is on 400. We're throwing the chicken in now. So we have that chicken breast cooked put into a 9x13, topped with the cream cheese mix we made, and then topped with a little bit of bacon crumble, a little cheddar cheese, and we're gonna let that melt for 15 minutes. When it comes out, we've got some extra bacon if you want to add over the top, but some green onions. It just sets the flavor off so good. Let me salt and pepper my green beans. My green beans are looking good too. Here's the green beans. Looking super yummy. And we're just got them on simmer until we're finished up all the way with the chicken. All right, back to questions. Guys, the meal is done. If you're just interested in the recipe, I just showed it to you. We just put it together. It's in the oven. I will post a plated dinner at the end when it's done cooking, when I have my plated meal with the recipe again. But when we finish this live video, the recipe will be in the post for you guys. Okay, so I already talked about what I eat during the day. Yes, my puppy is always scouring my feet. Yes, Julia, my green beans are fresh. They're actually fresh French style green beans from the produce section. Yes, I have a green bean casserole that I really enjoy, Gail, so I will send that to you later. Let's see, I need to do the reboot. Jessica says, I am so excited about doing it again. It's been a long time, like 4 or 5 months. I keep saying 3 or 4, I really don't know. I wish I had remembered the month I quit doing reboots because I wanted to shake things up a bit because I've done so many reboots. So I just done one earlier, maybe a week or 2 weeks ago, y'all, and felt amazing. And I got back into my shorts, pre-COVID shorts, because COVID really put a struggle on my stress levels, even though it's really climbing again at work, and I'm already feeling it. I'm like, man. Anyway, the reboot put me back in those shorts. I'm going on vacation in a couple of weeks, so I thought, hey, why not join the actual group reboot this week? And I'm sure we're going to. All right, you know you don't be yourself. Yes, the skillet green beans are awesome. The skillet green beans are just green beans chopped with or cooked with some sliced onions and a little bit of oil. So yummy. I'm glad you guys are enjoying them. All right, let's see. Any question, guys? If you don't have questions, I'm going to jump off so I can start cleaning up behind myself. So when we're done, I can jump in the pool and do some water aerobics. My sister-in-law is really tired today. She's going to stay home. So you know what? I might not get in the pool. I might just walk around the pool tonight and get some steps in. But I 100% am not going to sit in the house and do nothing. Right now, it's been so crazy. I only have 4,500 steps in. My goal is always close to 10,000. So I'm going to do my best to get in 10,000 tonight after dinner. Do I take fiber supplements? The question is no. I don't take any supplements other than my Keto Nat. It's got vitamins, it's got ketones, it's amazing. I don't take any other vitamins or any pills like that at all. I get the vitamins I need in my fresh veggies and my lean meats. So I don't add anything. Someone said, what's your thoughts on MCT oil? I personally think MCT oil is overrated. Not to say it's not good for you. It can be good for you, but nobody really understands how to use it. So they're just slathering it in their coffee and pouring it over all their foods, and it's a lot of calories. Not that we're monitoring calories on keto, but it just is a lot of calories for me, who's maintaining weight. MCT oils are awesome for brain cognition, though. If you have somebody with Alzheimer's or dementia, MCT oils are amazing. I read a book. It's called, I think I got it over in my drawer. I've got to show it to you. It's an awesome book. Yes. This book is amazing. It's called The Complete Book of Ketones. Let me show this to you because this guys, you always ask me about books. This book is amazing. It's called The Complete Book of Ketones by Dr. Mary Newport. Guys, if you're looking for something good to read, I cried in like the first few chapters of this book. This is a doctor who understood that her husband needed some major help. Her husband was going through some dementia issues. Oh my gosh, y'all, I'm not kidding. I cried for the first few chapters. It is an amazing documentation of what her husband went through with his dementia, and how she was able to help him with MCT oils and a diet. And now she is actually a doctor for Prove It, who is out there selling and 100% supporting the Prove It community. She actually made one of our products with our scientists called MCT123, and it's a recipe that she put together with MCT oils for her husband. It is an awesome book. So if you're looking for something good to read that really makes a difference, this is one of those books. So that's my thoughts on MCT oils. Honestly, I think a lot of people just overdo it. It is a good healthy fat. So if you want a good healthy fat, use it. Just don't be using to mess inside of it. Know what it's for, and know how much you need. Okay. Yes, cholesterol 100% can be hereditary too, so you are so right. Do you use sugar-free bacon or do I buy sugar-free bacon? Marcy, honestly, I have to be honest, no. I buy whatever's on sale. I am keto, but I'm not like strict army keto. So I know there's a lot of people that will only buy nitrate-free bacon. I personally buy whatever's on sale. I shop on a budget, and I'm just not that army keto. Now, I think it's better. The best choice, of course, is to buy the best products, but some things I do skimp on, and bacon's one of those. Thank you, Michelle. I drink a lot of water for my skin. My ketones actually help me with my skin. I do have treatments every so often for my skin. I love to feel good, and that's one thing that I do for myself. I love my ketones, give me more energy. Thank you, Rosalie. I sure appreciate that. Is the Keto Nat the same as you get in the challenge? Yes, Lee, it sure is. If you guys want information on that, just put challenge in the comments or Nat in the comments. Michelle made the lemon cake yesterday. Her son loved it even more than the Starbucks. Yum. And she did add extra sour cream. So I'm going to make some more because I really, really liked it out of the refrigerator. 100% it was so much better out of the refrigerator. So I can't wait to cook it again. Purchased the challenge last week and I want another. Oh, that's awesome, Joyce. Send me a message and I'll be glad to get you some information. If you bought that from me, I'll be glad to help you know how to purchase another box. You are so sweet. Let's see. Can we eat keto without the Keto Nat? Absolutely. You don't have to have Keto Nat to be successful. I say this all the time, guys. I love it because I use it every day. For someone who needs extra support, it is an amazing product. Amazing product. I use it every day because I am crazy, busy, stressful. I'm a mom. I'm a business owner. I'm just all over the place. I have lots of friends. I have you guys. I've got a lot on my plate, and it's just an awesome resource for me to have the extra energy, extra focus, extra appetite control. It's an amazing product, but you do not have to have any products to be successful. Focus on food alone. You will be successful. You just have to keep focus on food all the time, where if you drink Keto Nat, you don't have to be as strict. You don't have to be, you can actually relax some. You don't have to focus every single thing you do on food. So I love the product myself. I am 62. My doctor said strict keto will blow my kidneys. What do you suggest with semi-keto? Can you share with me? Darlene, your doctor needs to give you some more information, like why do they feel that way? Do they have research and proof about that? There are a lot of people who have kidney stones, but it's always been something they've always dealt with. I have a lot of people say, well, will it cause kidney stones? I don't know if you guys know this, but we have stones. Most of us have stones that just don't move. But I can't answer that question because I'm not a physician. If your doctor is telling you that, then maybe for you and your body, and they know you, right? I don't know you like that. Maybe low carb is more beneficial to your lifestyle instead of keto. And there's nothing wrong with low carb. I love low carb too. Low carb still is keeping focus on carbs to a minimum of 150 to 150 a day, so that your body is not hooked and addicted to sugar. You will see a lot of health benefits even with low carb. I just personally love keto. Barbara, you mix your Keto Nat with 15 to 22 ounces of cold or ice cold water. Shake it up, drink it within 30 minutes. Don't sip on it all day long. Just drink it up. It's delicious. Paige, I said we need to try to crack chicken. We said, how you got it? You are all, I'm sorry, I'm trying to read this. Don't know if the doctor gets a lot of research. The Caribbean place in New York, people want to be better. I'm sorry, Paige, I don't understand your comment, but I'm trying to read it fast. I'll come back and read it later when I have time to slow down. All right, I'm just looking for questions really quick. My cholesterol is a little high. I'm 5'6", 300 pounds. Just bought an air fryer. Do you have any ideas? Oh, Kim, I love my air fryer. I use it all the time. All the time. One of my favorite recipes, I will send you, okay? Do you lose weight eating one meal a day? Absolutely, Darlene. If you keep low carb, so your body actually uses your body to create fuel, then you definitely will lose weight eating one meal a day. But definitely, Yes, Wendy, you're right. But definitely eat when you're hungry does not mean you're starving yourself. So many people said that's going to kill your metabolism, and that is just not true. That's false. That's hearsay. That's old wives' tale. It's not true. Do you suggest a 10-day challenge or the 60-hour fast for beginners? 10-day challenge, 100% hands down. It's amazing, and everybody can be successful in that challenge without being disappointed in yourself. Valerie, I will send you some getting started information. I don't want you to have a hard time. It's really easy to get started if you have some simple getting started tips and keep things easy. That's what I recommend, so I will send you some information. I'm so glad I'm getting all kinds of messages. You guys are all getting your orders in. I'm so excited for you, Sharon. I'm just looking real quick to see if you guys have any more questions before we take this out. That looks so good. I'm starving over there, Donnie says. Yes, that's why they call it cracked chicken. It looks amazing. It's addictive. All right, guys, I'm going to get off here so that you can actually get the recipe. It's going to be in this live post as soon as we finish up the live video. I will definitely come back and make sure that I have answered all these questions on the live video. Otherwise, all the new comments coming through, I will answer them on comments. Oh my goodness, this is awesome. So I'm going to read this outside. So this is Monique. Okay, she was talking about her cholesterol earlier. She said cholesterol, she said her HDLs went down and her LDLs went way up and my darn triglycerides went way up. I adore my doctor. Great to hear. He has been my doctor for over 20 years. That's amazing and knows me inside and out. A good doctor is so critical. Yes. I had to go on low carb instead of keto and I have lost so much weight. I went from a size 10 back to a size 4. Way to go. Not that numbers always are what measures success, but that's amazing. It took about a year of keto low carb, but I've lost 90 pounds and do great. If you stick to 75 to 100 carbs a day, that's her low carb measurements. Guys, give her some hearts. That is amazing. Thank you for sharing with us. Again, I support low carb and keto. I personally love keto, but I have a lot of friends who are low carb that see just as much success. They just run on a different fuel source. They run on glucose for fuel while I run on ketones, but both are amazing changes and benefits to our bodies. Can you drink keto nat in the evening if you had dinner? Yes, you can drink ketones in the evening. You can drink ketones anytime. Okay, thank you so much for sharing that, guys. You guys are awesome. I love how you encourage each other and you encourage me. This is what this page is for. And let me tell you, even though we all have seen some negative comments, they are few and far between, guys. You are an amazing group of women and men who truly do love other people. And I'm going to get emotional because it really is what I made this page for. Is to help people feel good and to help people find encouragement, because not all of us are lucky. Not all of us have people around who are encouraging. Some of us live in a lifestyle or a household that we have no control over, and it's not an encouraging place. So that's why this page is here, for us to help each other. So thank you guys so much. All right, let me pull this out of the oven so you can see what the finished product looks like. I know it's going to look delicious. Oh yes, this is why they call it cracked chicken. Yummy. Now we're going to take it out, if I can take it out without burning myself, and we're going to put those green onions on top, and we are done, guys. I mean, this is super easy. So let me show it to you one more time, and then I'm going to jump off here, guys. You have an awesome night. And the video post now is going to be over, and the recipes are right up top. Guys, have an awesome one. I'll talk to you later. If I can help you in any way, send me a message. Bye.